Jessie Draper, the Valley Girl. What does your company do? Have you ever Googled yourself?
Totally.
What makes a great entrepreneur? What's your next big idea? Tweeting's like my favorite. Let's talk business.
I'm like the Valley Girl.
ShareThis is the world's largest market for sharing and influence on the internet. Tim Schigel is the founder and chairman of ShareThis. He also loves vintage guitars.
Well, here we are with Tim Schigel, founder and chairman of ShareThis. So how are you doing?
Great.
Schigel
It's
wiggle,
awesome.
Schigel wiggle.
Awesome. Yep. That's it.
For those people out there who don't know, please tell us what ShareThis is.
So ShareThis enables sharing services actually to 120 different things on websites. Things meaning email, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, 120 different channels.
Wow.
So publishers go one spot, come to ShareThis, they get all those things, and they get free analytics to show you how people are sharing the content on your site. So whenever you go to a website and you see either ShareThis, our logo, or you see a number of those options and those buttons and the counters that say, 1,000 people shared this story, that's usually us.
Awesome. Yeah, and you guys, you have that great plug-in, and I feel like it's on every site ever.
It should be soon. Hopefully after this interview, we'll
Have you ever like gone to a website and be like, oh, they have a share this button? Probably every day.
Yeah, and it's fun. The kids come home. Dad, we were on a website today. They're using it and all that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
But, yeah.
So when did you guys start working with Pinterest?
Actually, just 3 weeks ago, I think we launched. We just included it. So it's a great, for Pinterest, they're growing, and we see that and we include it. And once we include it and ShareThis, it's included across all our publishers, which today is about 1.4 million websites. So, yeah, exactly.
It's a big number.
Pinterest should be high-fiving us.
That's awesome.
So now it's turn on. So the website manager doesn't have to worry about it.
Right.
Right. You ShareThis, you get all those things.
So what do you do personally when you go on ShareThis?
ShareThis isn't so much a destination.
Right.
But you can sign up with ShareThis.
It's more of a share. Yeah.
So it's more of I refer to as an open sharing platform.
Great.
So we're not trying to compete with the social networks. You already have your favorite. Some people have Pinterest. You might send other things through email. But if you create a ShareThis account, we actually do keep a history of everything you share for you. It's not public. So you can see, where was that article that I tweeted about last week? Here's the article that I shared on Facebook, all in one spot.
And when did you start ShareThis?
Well, I started incubating the idea actually back in 2005, but we didn't actually launch it till 2007, late 2007.
Well, that's good. You were focused on the product and you were just...
Exactly, right time. Yeah. Timing is very important.
It is. It's very, very true. So why did you start it?
Basically, there's so much information on the web, and how do we understand it all? How do we filter through it all? And the general insight came from people who were not satisfied with search anymore. They said search, they can't trust the results, they're not always relevant. And I said, well, how do you find relevant content? Where do you get most of the interesting content? And this was from talking to people and friends, and they said it's from things people share with me. I said, well, that's interesting. Who tracks that? Who understands what's being shared? And the answer was nobody.
Yeah, it's true.
And I said, well, basically, in my mind, sharing was going to become the next search. It's how we navigate the web. It's how we make the web and all that information small. It makes our world smaller, right? So what if we could understand and be the center of all that sharing, but across any type of content and any type of social network or communication channel?
It's really interesting because I think you were definitely on the front end of these, kind of aggregators of content, and you guys really seem like ahead of the trends. So where do you see this sort of aggregation sort of going in the future?
Well, we still, I think we're still seeing the same problem that I was just talking about trying to solve.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, so we have social networks and everybody's on there sharing a lot of stuff, which is great. But now they say, well, how do I get through all the noise?
Right.
How do I declutter my life? How do I simplify it? And I think that's where there's still huge opportunities.
Yeah.
Again, we all use these channels in different ways. Most of us don't use just one single channel.
Oh, definitely.
But if we can aggregate that information, make it easier to find the information that's most important to me or most relevant to some problem I'm trying to solve, for example, I think that's what I want.
Okay, well, what are you so excited about right now that you guys are working on?
So we just launched something called SQI. It's Sharing Quality Index.
Awesome.
And what we're able to do is index all those websites we're on by what % of their traffic comes from social.
Okay, okay.
Because that's obviously a great signal in terms of people are curating that content.
Right.
So back to the problem of there's a glut of content out there. Publishers are trying to differentiate themselves. They're sort of on the outside looking in as it relates to social. We talk about from social advertising perspective.
Right, right.
Most of those dollars are going to Facebook, right?
Yes.
But it's there's millions of publishers out there who are producing this content that we share.
Right, right.
So how do they benefit? So SQI helps to solve that. So if an advertiser is going to run an ad on 2 different websites that are about, let's say, Jeremy Lin, and one site has half its traffic coming from people sharing it, and the other site only has 5%, which site do you think is going to be better for your ad? 50%,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
No brainer.
No brainer.
But in order to do that, you need to have the broad distribution and reach and ability to understand those things, which we have. So we're real excited about it for our publishers.
Awesome. So it's really going to help out the publishers.
Right. Ultimately, it comes down to something really simple, which is the more people share your content, the more money you should make.
Totally. You know, something that is really interesting about your business is you guys are really a data-oriented business, right? You just are gaining tons of data on different articles and things like that. And I'm finding that more and more that is speaking to everyone. And we're now being able to everything is about data. And if you can't show the data numbers, like data speaks. Have you noticed data speaking? Do you know data?
I was in the hallway and data was speaking.
Data was speaking?
Exactly, yeah. From all the signs and the LED boards, it was speaking to me. No, you're right. And the issue is how you get insights from it.
Right.
How you tease out of that data what's important. I could give you all the data about the stock market right now.
Right.
Let's say you have all that data.
Okay, let's go.
Doesn't mean you're
all
going to
of it.
make
I want all of it.
Right. Okay, here it is.
Start
You
from
got
the beginning.
it. Let's say you have it. Does that mean you're going to make money? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
You have to know what to do with the data.
Yeah.
Right? So in the same way, we started building that from the very start.
Right.
We run the whole thing in the Amazon cloud. We were one of the earliest companies to do that. And running big data systems, things like Hadoop and MongoDB and everything in the cloud. And we have a number of PhDs on staff, and we're sorting through it. And we think we actually have built what's probably the broadest social graph or interest graph out there, because for a couple different reasons. One, ComScore, who ranks websites and how big they are and all this stuff. The last 2 months, we've been number 1 in the U.S., passing Google.
Wow.
In terms of reach, yeah. So 181 million uniques in the U.S. Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's amazing. You passed Google. Mm-hmm. That's like just wow.
Well, if I can come back next year and tell you we passed Google in revenue, then we're going to fist pump and we're going to do all sorts of things. So anyway, it's very broad, and as I mentioned, we're not limited to just the popular sharing tools.
Right, right.
We cover all of them.
Oh, okay.
So we can actually understand more dimensions of who people really are.
Right.
But without personal data. So we also, we're on the forefront of protecting user rights and privacy. So all that can still be maintained. But in terms of what we can do for publishers, what we can do for the consumers, back to helping simplify the world and data, and then for advertisers, it gives us just enormous opportunity.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, so what's your company culture like?
Because
I've been over there.
Yeah, you have.
It's kind of fun.
We're moving the office too.
Where are you moving?
Across Foothill Expressway.
Oh, okay.
I got a gift for you. Sure. Company culture. So I happen to play guitar. So our marketing department loves that. So here's share this guitar pick.
You play guitar?
Yeah,
and I didn't bring a guitar for you to play.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you got to hear the share this song. So we give you 2 seconds of this. I don't know if you could pick that up. Right?
This is awesome.
It's hard to find a situation where the company culture, your product team, your sales team, all gets along. They're all doing great.
Yeah,
people just
definitely.
love getting together, and it's so we love it. And we attract a lot of those, a lot of really smart folks because of the big data.
Oh,
right?
the data.
They come to us
because of data,
from
our friend.
Our friend, the data, and they're out there listening to the data that's speaking to us. So we have special earbuds for that. And yeah, so it's great.
That is really great. I am really excited. I see you guys just surpassing Google in revenue very soon.
Okay, well,
it'll happen.
We'll schedule that. We'll splice this video and that video together and see how.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. This was fun, and thank you for the guitar pick.
Excellent.
That's awesome. I'm like the Valley Girl.
And I'm like Tim Schigel from ShareThis.
And now it's time for your Dits moment.
Schigel wiggle, Schigel wiggle. I wish I had a last name that rhymed with wiggle. I don't.
You don't.